What's going on, Bee Risers? Hope you're doing fabulous. So, just made a green juice. And today's video, I want to talk about how I'm healing and how to heal rosacea naturally. So we can also talk about skin rashes, but in particular, this video is going to address rosacea because I've dealt with rosacea and I've done, various fasts, juice fasting, water fasting, and I found water fasting really took that redness out of my skin. But it's after that, after we cleanse the body and, do short fasts, what do we eat afterwards? So this video is to help you if you're dealing with rosacea. Rosacea is really a warning sign from your body to say, hey, I need to cool down. I need to cool the body down. It's imbalanced, and it's really about an imbalance in the body. And there's such a great connection with our gut, our microbiome, and what shows up on the skin. A lot of people are dealing with rashes and just redness, blotches, eczema, psoriasis. And for what I had to come to realize is this is not something like a quick fix that's going to happen overnight. And a lot of times in dealing with these skin problems, even acne, I would go to the doctor to get medication for it, which would only really suppress the symptoms and then give me bad side effects. So with rosacea, it is, just like any other symptom of the human body, the whole body's connected. It's really a warning sign that there's an imbalance here, and we have to pay attention and really start looking at foods and lifestyle that can help cool us down. So today's first video, I'm going to talk about diet because that is such a key component in healing the skin and in dealing with rosacea. So with rosacea, there's inflammation, redness. We want to look at cooling foods. So that's going to be the greens are going to be very beneficial. Doing some green juices or green smoothies, eating green salads. I'm finding that the greens have been the best for taking out this redness and inflammation, and really also hydrating the body, because what I have found is alcohol. I used to be big into drinking alcohol, and that really flares up my face. And if I even have one glass of red wine, it would flare my face up. So with what I'm about to mention, I'm trying to kind of ease you into taking certain foods out. I know that if I were to say eliminate all this stuff, sometimes it can be overwhelming for people. So we'll just start with a few foods to start taking out. And that's going to be alcohol, spicy foods. This is really, really not good for someone with rosacea. And even super cold, hot and cold climates can flare the skin up. And I'm in a cold climate, so I'm very familiar with that. So we want to look at getting also caffeine and coffee, very acidic on the body, as well as dairy and processed meats that contain nitrate, sodium nitrate. So we also want to look at, things are more foods are coming up here, is for some people it can be gluten. So you may have to go on an elimination diet and really just start with 1 week where you're just introducing the green smoothies and fruits. Now, the fruits, the ones I'm going to mention are berries, grapes. Those ones I find are very gentle for people. With oranges and citrus fruits, you may want to stay away from, because if they're picked unripe, they can be acidic on the body, and that can cause a reaction. And so you may want to stay away from the citrus fruits at this time. and really bring in great organic grapes. If you can find the dark ones, the better. And then the greens, the green juices, and or smoothies or salads, however you can get them in. Veggies are very great too. Eat greens. Think of cooling foods. So we want to look at even avocados, doing guacamoles, things that cool down the body and bring it back into a state of balance. And if you aren't getting in enough, juice, hydrating foods from your fruits and vegetables, then you want to make sure you are drinking enough water, clean, either spring water, reverse osmosis, and hydrating the body that way if you're not getting it through your fruits and vegetables, which I always advocate to try to get enough fruits and vegetables, and then you won't have to drink as much water. But we really want to look at flushing out the system and cleaning up the bowels as well as the liver. We want to look at hydrating the body and taking it from a dehydrated state to an alkaline hydrated state. So lots of cucumbers and celery and avocados, your fruits like your grapes and even your melons are going to be very hydrating for the body. Even cantaloupe, foods that are high in vitamin beta carotene, vitamin A. So that's going to be your sweet potatoes, squashes, even steaming some cruciferous veggies if you can handle that on your body, like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, those types of greens. And bok choy, very, very, cooling on the body and alkaline. So in terms of diet, we want to more focus on cooling foods, getting in more healthy fats as well. And that's where if you're in a cold, very cold environment up north, you want to make sure you're using whatever you put on your skin is natural, and not just reading natural on the label, because that can have, even if it says natural, there can be a million ingredients in that product. I use 100% coconut oil. I lather that on my skin at night, and that really, really helps for the skin. And we also want to look at your emotions, which some people don't talk about. But with rosacea and skin issues, especially on the face, it can also be from not releasing your true emotions and actually suppressing your emotions and not letting it out. So we also want to try to relax more, find some ways to bring in even some meditation, because stress, anything to do with spicy foods, stress can also create inflammation in the body, and the body is going to say, hey, I don't like the state I'm in, so I'm going to send you a response that we need to get back into balance. So that's where if you're in a stressful, toxic environment, it's important that you start making changes for your life, for your health, and getting in a nice, calming, balanced environment for you where you're going to be able to express yourself and be free and not suppress your emotions. And that can also be held in the liver. So we really want to look at detoxing, bringing in some juices or smoothies to start cleansing out the bowels, and that will also help start cleansing out the liver, hydrating the liver. And we want to look at hydrating the skin and not dehydrating the skin. So greens, in my opinion, greens and grapes, any type of greens that you like, green veggies, start bringing those in and start to cool things down. Start making I love guacamole with, some cucumbers, love that. And then, doing some squashes, like butternut squash soup, really, really good for the skin. And any way that you can bring in more fruits and vegetables is awesome, in my opinion. Any way that you can get them in your body. And for fruits, melons, we're looking at hydrating the body, bringing it back into balance from an acidic, dehydrated state to an alkaline state. And that's where you're going to find, the greens, super alkalizing and cooling on the body. And that's just some of my tips, and that's what has really helped me in starting to heal rosacea and bring the body from an imbalanced state to a hydrated state. Other tips that have helped me out too is adding some coconut meat, coconut yogurt in my smoothies. That's also going to bring in some beneficial bacteria in the gut, especially if you've had antibiotics or medications. We really want to look at getting that gut back, that microbiome back into balance. So what you put on your skin, what you feed your body is going to have an effect. So whatever you drink, put on your skin, just make sure that it is natural in its natural state. There's so many chemicals and plastics and parabens and colors and pesticides in our environment. So we have to be really conscious about what we're bringing into our body, and even where we're putting our body, what type of environment we're putting our body in. If it's stressful, if there's stressful people around us, we want to try to find our calming moment. If we have to do some meditation, yoga, some light exercise to release stress, whatever you can do to help your life, your whole body out and lifestyle and mind, do more of that and look at ways that you can improve your life by making these small changes, even if it's having a bowl full of grapes for breakfast and then having a salad for lunch. You're going to notice huge improvements right there. So those are my tips. I'm going to have more to come on this subject because for me, it really stems with the microbiome and the liver. And I just want to provide more scientific evidence of this and how we really need to start regenerating our whole system, our whole body with the living foods. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope this video helps you out. Remember, look at cooling foods, bringing in some alkalinity to your body. You're going to notice huge improvements. You may have to do an elimination diet where you start eliminating certain foods and just start bringing in hydrating ones. All right, guys, that's it for today. We'll see you in the next one.